Hello everyone and welcome to another video brought to you by the Petrock Safeguarding team. Today we're going to talk about another category of abuse, emotional abuse. I think we'll start off by looking at a very brief definition of emotional abuse, and then we'll give you some examples of what it might look like. And then we'll go into a brief discussion around how somebody who is experiencing emotional abuse may present, and then contact details as ever at the end if you have any concerns that a child or young person is being emotionally abused. So let's start off with the definition of emotional abuse. So emotional abuse is any type of abuse that involves the continual mistreatment of a child. Really key point, involves the continual mistreatment of a child. It can be referred to as psychological abuse, but the correct term is emotional abuse. So emotional abuse is a type of abuse that involves the continual mistreatment of a child or young person. So things that a child or young person may be experiencing could be, this isn't an exhaustive list, but just some examples: humiliation, or being constantly criticized, being threatened, shouted at, called nasty names, making the child or young person the subject of jokes or using sarcasm to hurt the child or young person, being blamed or scapegoated, making a child or young person perform degrading acts, not recognizing the child's own individuality or trying to control their lives and everything in it, pushing a child too hard or not recognizing their limitations or understanding their limitations, exposing a child to upsetting events or situations like domestic abuse or drug taking. There'll be a video later around domestic abuse, so that's something which I would urge you to watch. Failing to promote a child's social development, not allowing them to have friends, persistently ignoring them, being absent from their lives, manipulating them, never saying anything kind, expressing positive feelings or congratulating children or young people on their successes, however small, never showing any interactions or emotions with the child or young person, and that can also be known as emotional neglect. There may not be any physical signs of emotional abuse or neglect, and a child might not tell anybody what's happening to them until they reach a crisis point. That's why it's really, really important that we, as staff, parents, friends, to look out for signs of how children and young people we're working with or interacting with or friends with are acting. As children grow up, their emotions change. This means it can be difficult to tell if they're being emotionally abused, particularly in adolescence. But children who are being emotionally abused might use language you wouldn't expect them to know for their age. As an example, act in a way or know things you wouldn't expect them to know for their age, struggle to control their emotions, have extreme outbursts, seem isolated from their parents or no relationship with their parents, lack social skills, have few or no friends. And I think there's no one way that a child or young person will present. I think, again, we just look at, if we have a gut feeling that something's not right, then have a professional discussion with the safeguarding team. If you want to know a bit more, be professionally curious. If you're worried that something just doesn't seem right, be professionally curious. Ask those questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. As we looked at in neglect, get to know the child's lived experience. What is their life like outside of college? What is their relationship like with their parents or wider family? And if you have concerns, raise those concerns with the safeguarding team. So, as a summary, emotional abuse is any type of abuse that involves the continual mistreatment of a child. On the next slide, as ever, there's the contact details for the Petrox Safeguarding Team and the Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub for you to contact if you have any concerns about a child or young person. If you want to discuss the content or anything around what's been said in this video or any concerns you may have, please contact one of those services. We'll be more than happy to help you. Have a great day.